BDS, but it actually tends to be a much closer matchup than a lot of people think. They've split 5-4 with BDS having the slight edge, so I expect a tight one here.
This one should be awesome. Best of 7. BDS in the blue, Giants in the orange. Extra through the sky on the beginning opening drive. Follow-up blocked Monkey Moon to try and pick up the ball and push it into this corner. He takes to the sky, resets off the ceiling, follows after this one and flips into it. He's got 3 defenders, all 3 of them bite, but Mark by 8's gonna have to adjust to pick this one up. Shouldn't get punched immediately, and Itachi's able to take the ball away from him.
And if there's any player you're going to have to look out for on Vodafone Giants currently in this tournament, it's got to be Zamway. That guy's putting in 1 goal per game on average so far. He's been dangerous when he gets the ball in the scoring position. So Giants want to have success, got to go through him, and it's going to help with Itachi getting the ball through the midfield like that.
Oh, and the pass in front, though. Zamway maybe expecting it a little bit more shallow, and the BDS defense stands up in the way. But here the pass to Itachi. Gets it past the front line airborne defense, and now over another one. Itachi popping off right now in the position game. Just barely doesn't beat Extra on the back line. Here comes Extra on the breakaway.
Oh,
and
wow.
It's in. That's goal number 1.
Surprised that one found its way all the way in.
Yeah.
He just goes up for a clean challenge, but he's got Steak so close to him. Steak was thinking that perhaps those challenges around that BDS net were going to pop into the middle somehow, and he was ready to try and capitalize, and unfortunately, Extra caught him being a little greedy.
On the breakaway, always, like almost always, the right decision is just shoot it on target. Don't require more touches, and there it pays off. 1-0, favor of BDS. Zamway onto the backboard, Monkey Moon to pick it up. Extra rotates in the goal underneath him as Itachi tries to position to see if he can read Monkey Moon. And he'll get the ball just a little bit away from him. Monkey Moon closes back on it. He's out of boost now, but the damage is done. The ball's in the back third, and here comes Extra.
You said damage is done. You were right. Monkey Moon really utilizing the space given to him. And again, he's doing the same thing. He's just making Vodafone Giants think about what he's about to do with the ball. And even if it's not always the most effective, it does buy a lot of time and space to work with.
Extra through one. Itachi turns on the wall, picks it up. He's got both goalies facing the wrong direction. Do either of them figure it out? There's one sorted, and now it's the second one beat. Open net, no Extra rotated behind and gets the clear. Puts it on target as well, and Mark by 8 closes on it. Follow-up's gonna be good. BDS on the breakaway, 2 goals now.
The value here is Mark by 8 pressuring Itachi. Itachi knows he needs to buy time because he's the last one back, but how quick Mark by 8 got there and didn't allow him to dribble that ball into the corner, stick that one off the wall and leave it for his teammate. That was great pressure by Mark by 8.
They're up by 2 and to make it 3 off the kickoff. BDS absolutely making the statement in game 1.
Gotta watch this one. This is, yep, the classic. One goes for the corner boost, and it just takes the nasty pop over the guy right behind your kickoff, man. That's tough. Not much you can do about it.
Last 2 days, we've seen kind of failed cheat-ups get punished heavily. I can think of 3 goals off the top of my head that went in because of it.
There has been a couple, yeah.
So, more than usual. I don't think it's a meta shift just yet. They're in front of the box now. Itachi backs up and fires to the goal. Monkey Moon out of the corner gets the save off to the edge. And Extra will now look for a 3rd breakaway attempt. He's got 2 goalies in the corner there. They'll loft it in front. Monkey Moon's up for it. He bumps one goalie down. Steak reaches in, saves it off the crossbar. Mark by 8 now trying to break up Itachi's break down the field. As Extra keeps it onto the wall to himself. He's got Steak in front of him. Can he put the brakes on him? He does. Just the Steak is able to stall him just long enough to give Zamway time to get back. Here's Monkey Moon for goal number 4.
You want to know why BDS is winning this series so far? It's because they have been so good at working out of their own half. Like, I think Giants are actually playing pretty good offense. They're trying to play incredibly aggressive, very far forward, put the squeeze on that BDS defense, but they're just not fazed by pretty much anything. They have had such great control out of their own half, and it's compounding itself by 1, catching them too far forward, or 2, just being able to work through multiple people in the midfield line. I mean, the BDS putting on a transition showcase in game 1.
100%. This has been entirely the transition game, and it's partially BDS's execution, partially Giants' transition game as well. The rotation back is just been slightly not clean enough, and maybe even as simple as 3rd man positioning could change up the results here. But game 1 all but over, as here comes that aggressive offense again. Giants just trying to get on the board as Steak puts onto the backboard. Any goal? Help break up the momentum a bit.
But you're not wrong though about what Vodafone Giants, should be thinking about. Because if trying to go full ham, like this, leaves it wide open down the middle, right?
Yeah.
Like it's clearly not the approach that's going to be successful when BDS are this solid on defense, right? So you have to give ground at some point. And the question that Giants are going to have to answer moving into game 2 is where do they want to elect to take that space? Do they want to have that second man be a little bit further away covering more options? Or do they want to have that 2 really aggressive players and a real deep third man to avoid situations like this?
Oh, extra actually misses. And they might get a 4th shot here. Get just past them, but the 5 goals with a minute left to go doesn't matter at this point. They're just putting the nails in the coffin, and this is the problem, right? That Giants right now is looking decent on offense because of how aggressive they're staying with all 3 players. If you have a player, instead of rotating to mid boosts, rotating all the way back to your back boosts, you're losing that pressure on the front line, and the pressure here didn't score anything. So if I could pinpoint maybe 2 adjustments. One, I do think you have to rotate a little bit more because of how strong the BDS transition game has been, as they're going to put in goal number 6. And the second thing would be finding demolitions on offense. You have to break up BDS. I don't think there's a single demolition in this game. Those 2 things combined could even out the game a bit more.
Yeah, demos on offense are always a very situationally dependent type of thing, They, don't get me wrong, very effective, but there's a couple different ways they can happen, right? You either steal the ball back at the midfield line, and the person who is playing first man first is rotating back and gets the demo on a basically blindsiding someone, or you get that classic, one out in front of the ball, which is a lot more situationally dependent. And the only way that you're going to have those demos on offense from the Vodafone Giants side is, well, first, you got to be able to take the ball away from BDS, because as we said, they did such a great job controlling it and getting it past that midfield line and hanging on to it. So, Giants, you're right. There's a couple different paths to changing the outcome of this game. It's just a matter of what they're going to do exactly.
It's hard because, again, to adjust for the transition game, the answer is, like, you could say just stop them from transitioning so well, right? Like, just win the midfield more. Like, there's kind of the forehead answer. But what is the counter to a transition game? The counter is a wider rotation, is having somebody back to who's not having to retreat, who's facing the ball as it's coming into your half, right? But that weakens your offense. That it was okay here, but also completely ineffective. So maybe just a full offensive adjustment. The problem is I feel like pressure is the only answer to a team as perfect as BDS is here. 2 shots Vodafone Giants got, 2 saves BDS got, completely perfect. Yeah,
game 1 was all about, get them real up tight and try and jam them in that corner. So if that leads to 5-0, 6-0, you're gonna have to readjust somewhere, and it's just a matter of how lax you want that to get. Do you want that really aggressive 2-man with a lot of cuts in rotation, or do you want to have a little more balanced approach where you can cover a lot of options, but you might be a step or 2 behind some of those half chances?
Man, or Itachi. Okay, and the one real shining light on this Giants roster from game number 1 for me was Itachi's quality of touch. The effectiveness he had on every time he touched the ball was excellent. You saw it there at the very beginning after the kickoff, chasing down, getting a pinch in the corner towards the goal. He's able to keep up stuff like that, gets a reset off the ceiling, puts it into the box, and extra will find a clear. But Itachi, definitely a player that the Giants can start to build wins around. And while we joke that, hey, just win the midfield is kind of a silly way to put the strategy here.
It's important.
We've seen games turn around mid-series because a team manages to just hunker down the midfield more. If you're able to block the transition game before they get into your half, you're also opening up the room for your own pass game and for your infield passes. So we'll see if Giants can string one of those things together. There's Monkey Moon through the sky, puts it into the box, and Extra's not going to miss for goal number 1.
What is this touch from Monkey Moon? I mean, of course, initially he's thinking score it, but the adjustment, because he realizes he's going to be late to rotate the car backwards and kick it off the wall. Ooh, that's great improvisation. Monkey Moon, so good.
And he's boosting too, realizing, no, I'm going to hit the ball too hard still, even with the back of my car. Boosts down to change the degree of impact. Wow. Excellent play. Right now,
totally caught Giants by surprise too. They were all caught in the opposite corner. They were like, wait, what?
yeah. Marked by A through the skies. Anyone going to get back in time? No. That's going to be goal number 10 in a row, uninterrupted from BDS, going back to their last series. It's a bit cross three game.
Itachi feels backflipped it too. Whew, he would have made that if he didn't have the mechanical error. Or maybe he just was thinking about jumping it and realized that was a bad idea. But one way or the other, the backflip of the midfield on a rotation back, 2-0.
The backflip was the moment it was over. Zamway puts this in front of the box. Two players going to bite, and Monkey Moon's going to try. Itachi gets the block, but there's extra to put in goal number 3, and they are stomping them right now.
I'm sitting here thinking this one's going to be tight because it tends to be pretty close when these two teams play, but that 80%'s looking real good right now.
Very, very, very accurate, as they have currently scored 9 goals in this series, uninterrupted. Touch onto the backboard, looking to change the story. Here's Zamway with a shot, blocked by Monkey Moon, who's in the process of recovering from defending the backboard. Stake to Zamway, broken up by Monkey, and Mark's gonna chase this one down. Itachi gets over the top, an extra Monkey Moon taken up on top of each other, but Zamway's touch is so soft, he won't be able to put it in. Stake now gonna try and stance him up on the wall and gets the block. Now chasing it down himself to put it into the box. Here's Itachi for the first goal, they're finally on the board.
Got a very fortunate roll on this ball. Look at it come off of this challenge. Monkey Moon's thinking it's gonna bounce or Stake is gonna touch it, but it just caresses that lip right down into the middle for Itachi, and BDS get thrown for a bit of a loop and give one back finally.
And then the bounce off of the bottom corner as well. Dismounts it from the wall, actually functions as a pass. Some fortunate play there from the ball, but nonetheless, well taken advantage of. Giants happy to be on the board, keep this game within reach. Across half, or just about to be at halftime, a 2-goal game as Stake tries to push into BDS territory. Zamway over 1, Zamway over 2, an extra places to the corner. Here's the Stake trying to set up Itachi. Itachi uses 2 touches to get in front of the box. Zamway with another off the backboard. Here's Stake with space, but not a lot of speed. Won't be able to crank it to the goal.
And I gotta say, I like how aggressive Zamway is. I mean, like we said at the start of this series, the guy's putting up 1 goal per game on average throughout just this tournament alone. If you're gonna look for a guy to just be a giant sledgehammer to come through as hard as they can and try and muscle things through, I like him being aggressive. It's just how to Stake and Itachi shore things up if he's not able to connect.
No, Zamway and Itachi in particular are definitely a huge building pieces to why this Giants roster has been so strong. But it's BDS, man.
That's always the hiccup. It's BDS.
That feels like such a lame, like, oh, you're a professional analyst. You're just saying, oh, but it's BDS. But no, it is in this particular instance with this particular team the proper way to analyze what's happening on the field. This team just does not lose in any department. It's Monkey Moon to the midfield. Stake down to Itachi. Itachi bumped the daylights out of him. Now here's extra. Oh, Stake gets past him. 2v1. Stake goes and pounds out the goalie as Itachi's going to try and put it on target. They get the pump on Monkey Moon, and Itachi will do it. Well done. They bring it within 1.
You wanted the demos, Wave? You got him. Stake was able to work himself out of basically the same situation when he was on defense. Able to worm through a couple of people and get that ball going back the other way and get his own bump to open the door for Itachi. Great play from Stake at the midfield line.
Yeah, huge props to take also for actually getting the bump. Monkey Moon was making himself as difficult to bump as possible, and had he not actually gotten a bumper onto him, he was not zoned at all. Monkey Moon was getting back down to make that save. Huge contact there to bring this game within reach, and Zamway and Stake to try and work this one in the midfield. Pass to Itachi. Mark by it will close on it. The ball goes neutral. Stake to try and move up, but he's out of boost, so extra will get it past him. Final minute of game 2. BDS still holding on to the lead, but Giants rallying.
Oh dear, this is so awkward. Stake trying to adjust to Itachi going for that second hit there, and they make it work, but I don't know if they've really got the people in position to start an offensive drive. They might be on defense here for the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, they had a kind of nasty double commit there in the midfield, and BDS happy to take control. 30 seconds remaining. They're just looking to burn the clock out. Itachi falling back. Zamway takes it in his corner. He picks up boost, but he's challenged. Mark by A takes it off of his hood, puts it onto the backboard. Both goalies bite here. And Extra is able to break it up as well. Marked by a back pass to his corner. No one's home, and Tachi will take the free space, and Steak takes up midfield. Now Steak through the air, needing one goal in the end of regulation. Zamway was underneath him, but lofted a little bit. Could be something that Tachi could work with. Off of 1, 2 seconds left, through 2. Steak put onto the backboard. This is going to have to be the shot of their lifetime, and no, Extra extends it into the orange. That'll barely end game 2.
Well played to BDS, but I think for all intents and purposes, if you're the Giants, you've stopped the bleeding here in Game 2. I think this Game 2 was really just the case of got out of hand a little early. That quick 3-goal lead, and they brought it back nicely. Granted, they had to make some good plays to do it, but I think Giants have found some solid footing to approach the rest of the series from. So dug themselves a bit of a hole, but not the end of the world.
I agree. And I think part of it was also just a bit way more productive on offense here. They go from 2 shots to 5.
And Monkey Moon.
There was some there was some amazing shots from both sides here, but I think the difference maker for me really was Giants just being able to actually put through their offensive opportunities there, finding a few holes, creating a few holes in the BDS defense that allowed them to get that one in.
Yeah, good stuff from Giants, but you're kind of looking down the barrel here. You know, 2-0 in the best of 7 against BDS, not a position you want to be in ever. And so they're going to have to keep up that stability and find a way to keep BDS from... Oh, I was about to say, that might go in.
Yeah,
Going to have to keep them from having that happen.
This is exactly what needs to not happen if you're Giants, and unfortunately, no, it was just wide. Extra now into pressure Zamway. They'll get a clear. Itachi sets up a net and then chases this down to pass a Steak. Interesting play to get it to the corner. Mark Bay's going to try and move for this one. Flip reset off the ceiling from Itachi, but nice lateral clear. BDS defense will take it away from him. Monkey. Long play down the field. Here's Steak looking for the extension to the goal. It's just wide. What a shot. Too bad it wasn't between the posts.
Love those approaches, though. Those are going to be tough ones to save because you're not sure exactly which side of the net they're going to hit them to, and you start squaring those up. Puts the defense in real tight positions.
Take off of his backboard. Challenged by Monkey Moon in the corner. Wins 1. Loses control, though, and Extra takes it over. Slowly, BDS peppering this corner. Nice extension in the midfield. Giants will move it around. The alternate corner. Marquez plays it back to the other side. Past 1 up against Zamway. Extra and Monkey Moon get it around him for goal number 1.
Extra. Watch his approach to this shot. He sees Steak lose the challenge. Zamway thinks here comes the pop to the top left. Extra sees the early jump, so just buys the extra time. And again, it's that change of pace from BDS. Early on in the series, they were showing it on defense. Well, here they get themselves the first goal in Game 3 with it.
Steak now to Itachi. BDS have scored first in every game this series. Giants yet to lead at any point. Itachi versus Monkey Moon. He gets it out to Extra, but Itachi over the top of him. And now just one player left at the back. Can he win the 1v1 against Mark? Goes, puts the brakes on him and ties the game.
Itachi gives them a taste of their own medicine. This is basically the same thing that Extra just did. Gets it in the 1v1. Mark by it gets a little scared. Has to respect that pop just in case Itachi goes into an air dribble. Itachi sees the jump and he just goes right under him.
The solo mechanics tie this series back up. Tie this game back up. BDS got to go back to the drawing board, find another goal. A series that has become closer and closer with every game. At halftime, we had already seen 3 goals for BDS in Game 2. Extra demolished and the shot behind, and Itachi gets his mark over rotating, and Giants have the lead.
And again, it's all about placement here. Zamway just battling 2 people in the corner and the demo and all the way to the back post there. That's great defense from BDS, to be honest. It doesn't look like Itachi has much of a shot other than into that right-hand side. So him to get all the way around that ball with enough time to squeeze it into the back post, BDS never saw it coming.
Steak to Zamway on the outside. Down into Itachi. No, Monkey Moon breaks it up, puts it back in to Zamway. Monkey Moon now with a pass across. Steak adds some pace to it, and Zamway lofts it. Itachi doesn't feel like he has enough boost to challenge it. Steak, what a read into the box. Extra keeps it high. Itachi now to attack. Zamway hanging back, waiting for an opportunity. Marked by 8. Nice pop in the midfield. Great clear from Giants, sends it back the other way. The ball spinning more time near the ceiling right now is marked by it. Shoots and the bump's gonna clear the way again. Tie game.
Yep, it's kind of that problem that the Giants have found themselves in a couple of times. It feels to me their approach, we were kind of wondering how they were going to adjust their offense to counteract BDS's transition game, and they've been falling back. They're content to let BDS bring the ball to them and try and play from a position of strength rather than force things. And in that situation, open the door for that demo to come through and tie things up.
Taji and Zamway with extra between them. With 2 minutes left to go. Giants just looking to get on the board in the series. A loss here puts BDS on match point. BDS have yet to lose a game today. Zamway, the midfield. When you get around Extra, who just follows him wheel to wheel. Monkey Moon to the backboard. Tachi towards Zamway. Nice connection. Carries across. Monkey Moon to mark by 8, though. Similar pass play. Change the direction again, and now Monkey Moon just looking to keep it trapped in the box. And what a touch from Extra. Here's the loft for mark by 8. Couldn't get it between the posts. Stakes takes control to the wall and then pops it off past Extra. Itachi's up for it as well, but Monkey Moon reads the play first. Now Zamway in the midfield, back and forth as Monkey Moon looks for a redirect. Stake will cover it up. Here's Extra, another block from Zamway. Back and forth, BDS putting the pressure on as mark by 8's gonna look for Monkey Moon. Monkey's up for it, shoots to the outside, and it's wide. We'll stay tied.
And BDS was doing such a great job there of really trying to pick apart the small gap on the defense. They knew where that ball had to go to be in a scoreable position, just couldn't get it in between the posts. We'll see if they regret it later.
Extra falling on this, now Itachi to take control, passes to Zamway, 45 seconds left. And it has been a day bereft of overtimes. We might finally have one. Tachi taking this one slow, gets 2 to bite, but Zamway didn't believe in any way, shape, or form. Now Stake up against Mark. They'll get it across midfield. Mark and Monkey gonna pressure Itachi.
And the
one player rotating in behind him. Can Monkey do it himself? Puts it on target, and Zamway scoops it out of the net and saves it. Mark back gonna try and turn, see if they can keep the pressure on, but what a save.
Zamway as well. He is quick on defense. He does not want to leave any more time for BDS to advance. That's a big miss. Only Monkey Moon there to try and come through and clean it up, though. And this one definitely feels like overtime.
There will be as it hits the ground on the BDS half. They'll let it touch. And we'll go to golden goal. BDS looking for match point here. They've had a few successful kickoff challenges. There's Extra to Mark. Onto the backboard. Going to try and reach back for this one. Stake happy just to put it off to the side. We'll see what Monkey and Extra can do. Itachi, excellent touch pass. Now Zamway put another pressure on Mark by him. They get the bump and the demo on him, and Giants take a win.
BDS took the big risk here. Extra was the only one that could have stopped that play in the midfield, so Itachi able to just beat that ball by him was so important. Vodafone Giants don't need much time in overtime to get the job done, but they bring one back in the series, and much needed, I would say. That was a well-executed game from both teams. It just came down to, do you do what needs to be done?
No, I think Vodafone Giants made a wonderful adjustment in the last 2 games. The first game was all about pressure. Let's just put pressure. Let's force them to make saves. And BDS was like, thank you. This is easy. We're good at this. Vodafone Giants adjust and say, let's now remove goalies. Let's take control of the ball. Make sure we have one person upfield to bump the goalie. I think 3 of the 5 goals they've scored have come on bumps or demos. So the big adjustment there, giving them a win, giving them a foothold in this series.
And yeah, I'm liking the adjustments as well from the Giants. We kind of touched on it in the middle of that game. Like we said there, if they try and force something on offense, if they realize that they don't have anything else, they're all willing to just fall back and let BDS bring them the ball. I think that's a pretty good strat because Zamway on defense has been very quick to make a read to cover up anything that might be too dangerous. And I think that patience in allowing BDS to come forward and make them make the play has really evened out the playing field.
And just there's a wonderful amount of confidence that comes with being willing to trust your team to win against BDS when you give them space. If you're saying, hey, let's just fall back, let's let them bring the ball to us, and trust that you're going to win the battles in the corners, and then to win a game after doing that, Giants going to be feeling an edge
Hope it is the demo.
and a bite ready to go for this as Itachi finds the play off the backboard, but extra Monkey Moon nearly find a counter. Mark by 8 gonna have to do some work here in the corner, but stylish plays from both sides. Still scoreless in the first minute. Here's extra trying to change that. Gets through one, bumps another. Monkey Moon can't find the pass out, but Mark by 8 nearly gets it off the backboard, and oh my goodness, Giants have to scramble.
That's the thing, though. You give them the time, and now they're realizing that we have to go and get in their face, demo that second line of support, because BDS definitely comfortable beating at least one man in a lot of different situations. It's that follow-up player that's been giving them a lot of flack. So they're trying to go the boost steal or demo the player route, and it is definitely putting Giants in some awkward positions.
I'm starting to get just like full-on hockey vibes from this game of just anytime one player is next to the other, they're very aggressively ramming into them, saying throw you off in any way, shape, or form here. Mark by 8 and Monkey Moon going for an absurd pinch. It won't work. Itachi now to the corner. An extra. Not the best of touches. And Giants happy to close on this. Monkey Moon will cover it up. Now Zamway versus Mark. Mark takes the win. Stake with space, puts it onto the backboard, and a pinch puts it just above the crossbar. Would have been a crazy goal one.
This is hotly contested. Would not be surprised at 0-0 overtime. I don't know, though. I might give the slight edge to BDS. They're definitely the ones coming through with the quality opportunities.
I would agree with 0-0 overtime if it wasn't moving so fast. At this point, a pinch, a fluke, well, that's how the ball went. I feel like is going to score.
Yeah.
Another demolition. Itachi now passing across the stake, and it's off the crossbar and out. Oh, the play was there. They just barely missed the shot.
Man, that was so good, too. The defense couldn't even do anything about it. It's that hard cut into the middle that just leaves them staring at you like, oh, boy, here comes the strong one. And that one went off the bar, thankfully.
Oh, double commit on defense. Itachi's going to try and close on this, but doesn't have the speed to move at it. Zamway with a bump, though, and it's good! Zamway took the shot and then went for the goalie to pave the way for the second.
And marked by 8 and extra. Neither of them even get a piece of that. And Monkey Moon has to hit the brakes to dodge Zamway. I think that might be the only reason he doesn't go and get that. You're right. Well played, Giants.
Man, just holding down the backline defense, giving Giants a massive chance in this series. And if they win here, they're tying it up. Ooh. Extra now on the outside. It is, though, the infield pass going to tie the game.
Extra coming at this one strong. I mean, he's not even sure if Monkey Moon's going to get that, but look at that touch. I mean, when your teammate puts it right there for you, how can you say no?
He's not 100. He's not mathematically sure Monkey Moon's getting that pass, but he has 100% faith, and the faith was rewarded with a tying goal here. 2 minutes left to go. Stake over 1. He's got Monkey Moon to deal with, and Tachi's looking for the demolitions. Monkey Moon gonna just get up and pinch it off the crossbar. But the pressure is still on as Itachi sends it up for 90, and look at this pressure from the Giants.
This is the only place this can score. Monkey Moon, that's a great clear, but the Zamway, again, he's the guy that's making the quick reads, and it's been on defense. On offense, he tries to put the pressure, and in this situation, gives Itachi the second chance, and he nails that one. That's the only spot in the net that was going in. High, and with a little bit of pace to beat the guy who was still landing.
How about it? Giants taking control of the game again. Zamway to the outside. Stake low on boosting up. The fastest pinch I've ever seen from Monkey Moon off that wall. Extra now. Gets through one. Zamway back into the corner. Monkey Moon and Mark on the back wall. They'll try to reposition here, but Mark just dives for a block, and now Monkey's already up for it as well. Itachi's got lots of space. And Mark has to put it onto his own backboard. BDS feeling a little bit trapped and struggling to find those transitions that were so pivotal back in game 1. Stake versus extra high in the sky. Goes to the side. Mark tries to adjust, but Zamway beats him there. 1 minute remaining. The Giants on pace to guarantee us a game 6.
Oh, wow.
Lots of challenges here. Stake through another. Mark in his corner. Now trying to get this one off of Tachi, but Tachi just takes his time and beats 2 players with it to the sky. And then nearly gets both defenders to bite. Zamway's up for this. He doesn't have a shot at all, but They'll find a clear back down the other way. 30 seconds left. BDS and maybe try and take advantage of the aggressive offense. Now here's Mark. Oh, gets sent to the side. Zamway, what a challenge. And he'll move on this ball himself. Extra wins another one. Steak just she's this awkward bounce. Monkey moves on to the backboard. Mark by 8's up for it against both goalies and drops it in tie game.
Oh, you could feel the Giants kind of pause right here as that one went straight off the ceiling, and Steak was kind of looking at it like, I don't really have the boost, and that's the situation where it's so scary. You're caught in no man's land, and it is pumped over your head towards the backboard. He can't make the tough read. They give up the equalizer.
Oh, man. Now BDS. Can they finish this one? They've given a chance. Match points so valuable in a series between teams this close.
Well, they might get this.
Extra's got full boost. Clock expires. In the corner, he's got people to pass to. Sends it to Monkey, gets out of his way, and it drops into the ground. Well defended. Giants forces into OT.
Right on that. So BDS not gonna regret not scoring that shot earlier. In fact, they might get it back. Itachi in time. And again, how long do you think this overtime goes away? The last one was like 12 seconds.
It was 15 in the last one. This one feels more, that's hard. I want to say 45.
All right.
Zamway off the wall. Here's Steak to send it. Mark blocks it. Follow from Itachi nearly between the posts. BDS just having to play block game. They get a lot of them here, and a bump as well, but then the zone from Mark sends it out. Steak gonna try and pass across, but they might be long. Boost as a shot from Itachi. Monkey gets in the way. And now Extra. Through one, Steak traps it in the corner. Bumps on the Zamway as well. Pass across the box and in!
No!
Oh, I can't believe the own goal.
Oh, talk about unlucky. Oh, it's just you're rotating back in, and that only happens because that touch, like, it's not good from the Giants.
Man.
Like, you can't tell if it's intended to be a shot or something, or maybe it's just like trying to pass it into the middle. But one way or the other, that's such an awkward angle to expect if you're Extra as you're rotating back into the net.
Yeah.
It's not even like he did it on accident. It's just he's in the air and the ball pings off him. What are you gonna do?
No, that entire overtime was like watching a Jenga tower fall in slow motion. Of like one brick comes out and you're like trying to like catch it as it falls. Like I don't know what's happening. It just gets more and more out of, and then it just became inevitable. Also, I was only off by 4 seconds.
Yeah, 45 is a great guess, Wave. You got a good crystal ball.
I'm an analyst. That felt good. Vodafone Giants, though, bring it back. 2 apiece now. We got a series.
Wow. What a way to equalize it. I wasn't sure if it was going to be close when those first couple games happened, but yes, indeed. We've brought it all the way back. We're guaranteed at least 6 now. So let's see if Vodafone Giants are able to continue battling against BDS. And you brought up a great point. BDS struggling with the transition game. And that's the problem. When the other team forces you to make the play, you have to have people in position. And you have to be able to capitalize. And Zamway is being a huge thorn in that department. Just so quick to break up a lot of things before they get started.
It is kind of crazy to say, BDS struggling in the transition department when in game 1 it was genuinely some of the best transition I've ever seen. The adjustments the Giants have made to force BDS to be a little bit less aggressive and be like, oh, we gotta be a little more patient here. These guys have been getting their own breakaways, especially with there's always a player downfield looking for the goalie, and it's working for the Giants. Also through 2, Mark by 8. He goes for the goalie now. This one will just go on in. No, he couldn't find Itachi, and Itachi gets back and makes the save. Through 2 goalies up. Extra, bad read. He's gonna have to fall down, let Monkey take this out of the side. Puts the brakes on Zamway. Nice play. Steak comes in, closes on it. Now Zamway. Pass to Itachi is behind his teammate. They'll have to back
Good
pass
touch.
to the corner.
Good touch, Itachi. You realize you make the errant touch, throw it back in, and reset everything. Not a bad play. The only problem is that it gives BDS the time to arrive and meet you at the midfield line, and you can see the fight for possession.
Monkey to the outside. Zamway trying to drop it in. Itachi slowing things down for Zamway. They're hammering this corner right now. Steak will finally send one to the goal, but Extra on the front line gets the block, and now Mark chases it through one player, and then over the top of Itachi. Mark will get another touch onto the backboard. Nobody's home. This one dropping dangerous. Here's Monkey trying to get it through 2. They'll block it, but Itachi still just having to dive back into his own half to make the cover up. All 3 players from BDS, though, deeply committed here. Itachi had an opportunity for just a moment. Nice block on the rotation will give BDS time to reset on defense, and now look for transitions back onto offense.
Hello, the speed from Monkey Moon. Oh, giving extra the look, and Itachi almost getting dunked. And that's the challenge follow-up that you like to see from BDS. That's what's putting a lot of pressure on the Vodafone Giants when they get that ball across the goal line. And they have to dribble it back in some weird angle, and Mark Bayett's going to need some help from extra. This one, right side, bouncing and saved by Zamway.
That was at least 2 kind of free reads for BDS that were surprisingly sloppy. Like, both players knew where that ball was going to go, and at the moment they left the ground, it was like, well, I'm just having to put this on the backboard again. There's no way I'm making a shot out of this. Bunch of good opportunities come and gone as we cross halftime, still scoreless in Game 5.
Stake, and it's going to connect. Wow.
Well done on the infield pass. Quick work here. 1 touch, and then 2. Oh, the third one's the nail.
And Itachi did so good. You can see in that replay, he kind of break checks the ball and lets it get in front of him. And initially, BDS are looking at Itachi and thinking maybe he's going to pump it towards the wall or pop it into an air dribble. But him hitting the brakes there gives him that little bit of extra space to get that pass off, because BDS is still tracking backwards, expecting that first choice.
Monkey attempting to put it into the goal and tie up the game. BDS has been very good at getting the tie back in the games that they've lost. Both of their losses coming in OT. It's Monkey to the outside. Here's Mark to the corner once more, and Itachi the read off the backboard. Here's Monkey now again. Got 2 goalies to go for it. Itachi's going to be alone on the defensive line. This extra tries to slow it down. Another soft double commit here as the pass comes down. Monkey Moon shoots and blocked. Extra to try and move and scoop this, keep the pressure on. And they're trapping Giants right now. Eventually the boost is going to run out, and eventually the double commits are going to get punished. But so far the line's holding. If they can find a clear, they'll break it up.
Nice little bump there from Mark Bayett, but Itachi battling through it. What a play.
That was the time they needed to get out and get some boost, and now seeing BDS not be able to immediately clear as well. We'll see if maybe Giants can keep the pressure on into the final minute. They've still got that 1-goal lead, looking to go on to match point.
We can get it.
Oh, extra. Blocked by 1.
What?
To the edge, Mark on the outside, can't double tap, couldn't find the read. Monkey puts it on, and Stake gets in the way. 36 seconds left. Extra trying to set up his teammates, but not able to get enough of a handle on the ball. And there's an infield pass off the wall somehow again. Mark just believes in Monkey.
Yep, but look at Itachi. Itachi's believing Zamway's got that. He starts moving out of the goal line.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, that's tough. Another late concession by Giants.
Another OT. We'll see. Mark through the sky and past 1 off the backboard. No one was back there, but they get out a goal in time. Now Stake. Into the back, here's Monkey. Tachi now with 11 seconds left, trying to win it in regulation. Giants yet to win a game in regulation in this series. 3 seconds left, and now having to play defense. And you've won all the overtimes. How about it? Maybe go to it again. No, they'll keep it in the air for now. Ooh, somehow it doesn't touch that corner. Zamway, no one to set up.
Oh,
there's the clear. Mark Bayett kept it alive. This shot is going to touch the ground, and then we'll go to overtime for 3 games in a row. Giants looking to gain match point.
I don't know what to think here in this overtime. BDS are throwing a lot at the wall just to kind of see what sticks, and occasionally, very occasionally, one gets through. I might be leaning Giants' way here. Even though the shots are favoring BDS, it doesn't feel like BDS is actually able to create that many opportunities to really score one.
The overtime results so far all been for Giants. A demolition, though, on the goal line. Oh, Itachi just carries it away. Gives Zamway time to respawn. And what I'm going to say is a 2 minutes and 11 seconds overtime. Let's just keep going, why not? Monkey into the corner.
I'll go for it.
Through one.
I think we get almost an entire another game.
I'm glad we both agree that this feels much slower than the previous overtimes already. Much safer play. This one pinches.
mind.
We're both wrong. All right, cool. A minute. Look at that. Extra puts it through, and BDS on match point going into game 6.
That's what you said back early on in the series, right, Wave? Sometimes you just need the fluke.
Sometimes
How about a pinch challenge that just pings off the opposition, goes right into the net? You'll take that.
Not to argue against myself, that was specifically when they were playing like a pinball machine. It's like, it's just going to go in like that. And that was not this overtime there. But it can happen at any moment there. And Extra says, thank you very much. We'll take match point, and they'll go to next game here. Looking for that grand final appearance again. Vodafone Giants going to have to go to game 7 if they want to upset BDS.
Ah, man. If you're Giants, if you're able to keep playing that level of defense, and to be fair, the only reason they lost this one is because they missed one touch up the backboard, right? But that's the margin of error you play at on professional Rocket League. It was one mistake that put them in this situation where they're now 5 minutes away from being eliminated instead of putting BDS out.
And there wasn't, I'm trying to think back through the game real fast, there weren't many moments of this is the opportunity to score, you've caught was the infield pass this game? Or was that last game? There was one moment of a good infield pass that went off the crossbar for the Giants, and that
last game.
I think it was probably last game. Yeah. So I feel like in this game they were very much right there playing well. It wasn't like they didn't take advantage of some other opportunity. It was an extremely close game that comes down to Rocket League, some calculated action.
This was really, the Giants' defensive, flex. You had to be able to withstand a lot of that pressure BDS is bringing. They handled it quite well. They would have liked to have spent more time on offense, but unfortunately for them, it wasn't even the defense that really let them down, except in that one instance, and it's the difference maker.
Well, they'll have to rally. BDS will be happy to have the advantage. Extra and Monkey making this a chaotic read for the back line. Mark down on the wall with tons of space. Steak well read off the backboard, gets the ball away from him, but Extra takes over control now. Less boost, but no less control. Zamway past one. The counter. Monkey has an open net. Can he get it into the goal? No, the bumps come through, and Zamway will get the clear out of the edge. Players tangled up on top of each other. Monkey Moon with a flip reset. We'll take this one slow now. Look for goalies. Get the bump on one. Just sends him to Narnia. Extra going to put it towards the goal, but it's slow enough that Steak easily adjusts. Gets the clear and now looks for a counterattack against Monkey. Back in front. Zamway blocked by Mark by 8 in front of the line.
Got him. One to beat.
Monkey Moon has Itachi. Can he hit the changeup on him? No, Itachi blocks well. Now Mark by 8 looking for a double tap. Cleared away by Itachi.
Man, I'm still thinking about that little float that Mark by 8 put up for Extra. If Extra had boost, it was a goal. Monkey Moon pops one off the boards, and Zemway again gonna get one out to safety.
Both teams with stylish opportunities. Just slightly short of the measure of success. The pass into Mark by 8 gonna be blocked by Steak. And easily, this feels like the most even game of the series so far, which you love to see as it goes along. Zemway not gonna be able to take control in the corner. Both players tangle up on top of each other, but Zamway, what a clear all the way. Forced BDS to entirely rotate, and Itachi puts the pressure on him. Steak. For one, Monkey Moon sends it high. Extra to chase this. And drops it down to Mark by its hood. He'll shoot dead center of the net. Itachi blocks, but it's lofted dead up. Steak out to Zamway.
Wow. Those are those awkward situations, right? You get that high bouncer and you're stuck on the backboard there. And Itachi actually makes the transition work. So that goes all the way back to that clear I was just talking about. I mean, Zamway is able to support Steak's awkward touch. He knows it's a bad situation, and he knows that he has to be able to get to wherever Steak puts that ball. He's able to get the pump up the pitch, and they turn it into a goal in short order.
It's so easy to look at that situation and be like, oh, okay, they had a clear. The goal is the touch that happened, but no. Because of how straight that clear was, we can talk about it maybe on the desk. Mark by 8 going to score us inside the game.
Not a bad touch from Zamway, but it gets too far away from him, and it's that quick pinch out in the middle. I mean, you get tied up following the ball on ball cam like that. It's real easy to lose track of where the shot's coming from, and BDS capitalize.
They've tied us again, looking to win the series. No, I still do want, I would love to have the time to go back and talk about that last goal, the first one. And the way that not only is that awkward save that sends it straight up, super difficult for the defense. Because it's difficult for the defense, the offense is going to overcommit. And then when you clear it as well as Giants did, all of a sudden it becomes an advantage. Excellent play, but immediately countered by a kickoff goal, and we're tied up again.
It's the game that turns the drop of a hat. 1 minute you're feeling good, and the next you realize there is nothing you can do.
There's no snowball mechanics here. You just gotta keep. If you're feeling good, that is not a reason to relax. You just gotta keep going. No comebacks, no snowballs. Zamway off the backboard. Monkey Moon to challenge him in the 50-50, get it back into the corner. 1:44 left to go in game 6. BDS 1 goal away from another grand finals and a regional extra. Puts it into the corner. Zamway's there and sends it to the other side of the field. Marked by 8 has a read on him, but doesn't get much of a touch onto it. And Stake and Zamway will now try to work this one in the midfield with Itachi moving up dead center. Clear off the backboard, strong for BDS. Down to the corner. Ooh. Here's Itachi and Stake both up for this one. As long as they can transition well, this is under the goal for BDS. They pinch it, but it does outdistance the rest of the offense, and the clears come through as Zamway looks for a double tap. Marked by 8 takes it away from him. Extra setup in goals. Itachi takes to the sky with full boost. Onto the backboard, Monkey Moon will cover it up from the front of the goal. Stake's gonna try and reach this.
No one.
Past to Zamway, but Extra gonna be there well before Zamway can even think of what to do with it. Monkey Moon's up for it, onto the backboard now. Marked by 8, doesn't quite reach it. He'll reach for a second touch, uses all of his boost just to put it on the backboard again. BDS struggling to reach these balls in time.
I think it was the buy time. I think Monkey Moon wasn't sure if it was his teammate who got demoed or if it was one of Vodafone Giants who got cleared from the pitch. Little floater from Mark by 8. Actually throws him off, and Extra cannot jam it through Stake. Big save.
Monkey Moon to Mark. Onto the backboard again. Stake this time. Traps and carries it off. Extra gets it away from him, and both goalies kind of commit here. Zamway, though, manages to stay right behind that ball and maintain control. Now off the corner, BDS just continuing to pound this side. With 8 seconds left, though, a tie game. The last opportunity to come here in regulation. No, it's going to just go into the ground. Monkey Moon's going to try and trap it. They'll get over the top of 2. It's onto the backboard, but no one's set up to take it there. So what a stop there to put it to the corner. Overtime in game 6. It's been 4 games of overtime straight. BDS score. We're in the grand finals.
What a series it has been. Giants, do you have what it takes to force them into 7?
Zamway through 2. Monkey Moon to the side. Zamway nearly scored the game winner. Marked by 8 through 1. Now up against 2. A demolition on the mark. There's enough room for Itachi to come in and take control. Lofted in the midfield for Zamway. It's high. It's going to need some help. Stake's not there. He's in the midfield. Wide overtime rotations. Itachi trying to clear. What a touch from Mark. Again, across the midfield line. Extra will get set up in goal and take this ball. Both teams a little bit more ping-pongy than usual.
Yeah.
Understanding what's on the line.
You enter punt mode when you're not sure if you're going to have people in position. Monkey Moon trying to go to the right-hand side. Stake unable to beat Mark by 8 in the race. And Giants actually have a little bit of breathing room here, but they missed that follow-up touch. That's rough.
They do, but BDS, they've given them two openings on this drive. So far, each of them have been able to be used to maintain control, at least. Zamway to the outside, Marked by 8 with a stop. 2 players commit in the corner. It's all up to Itachi. Monkey Moon's got it. No, he doesn't have it over his head. Itachi's going to try and control this, give his teammates time to get back behind him, and it'll do exactly that. Zamway and Stake now on the far side to try and take control.
That's exactly what to do. If you want to know how to buy time for your teammates, pop it into an air dribble. Make sure you stick right behind it. Don't give up more space than you have to. Well played, Itachi.
They'll say, all right, cool. He has the ball. We'll wait for him to come down. He'll run on the boost eventually. Mark onto his back wall. Over the top of Stake, and going to reach for this one to get it past Zamway as well, but Zamway now rotating back. Itachi in his back third. Extra off of his hood towards the goal. Monkey Moon trying to put pressure on, but keeping it in the back third. Mark now going to get it under 1. Itachi will have space and Extra, and Mark tangle up on top of each other. Monkey Moon's got to play perfect, and he does. Look at that. Back to the back line.
And that's really Vodafone Giants just trying to catch them out on this ping pong game. There's the demo in the back line, and again, Itachi and Zamway trying to break things up, and now they might be in an awkward position depending on these next couple touches.
Marked by by 8 on the pass from Monkey Moon. Gets it onto the backboard, just wide of the goal. And Zamway now back away. That's past one defender. Mark on the wall, gets red. Extra's got to get this one in net. The rest of Giants hung back.
Oh.
But here's Mark and Extra to an open net.
Oh.
They'll score, and they'll go to another grand final.
The same thing as game 6. They think they're gonna get the read, and Itachi, trusting his teammate to make the touch, misses. State cannot win the fight. An almost futile one on the goal line against Mark by 8. And you are right, BDS. Who could have said anything different? But this series, for Vodafone Giants, they're gonna go back and think it came down to 2 touches, and they missed both of them. That's brutal.
So close. And while the results maybe look inevitable, and history will show, oh, this is just BDS continuing on their run here, the Giants continue to make entertaining, brilliantly close series between these two teams. BDS just did have the better run here, and getting themselves that early games, I feel like helps give them that buffer to feel free here later. BDS with a 2-game buffer on match point, they're just gonna play clean, and man, Giants, it's a tough one.
I think Giants really did showcase their adaptability in this series. I mean, if you take away those 2 mistakes, this one easily goes 7, and I would believe game 6 and game 7 both would have went to overtime too. They were playing that well. You know, this series started off a train wreck, a complete disaster where they got smashed, and they brought it all the way back and made every game a battle against BDS. So well played, Giants. Unfortunately, the record goes to 4-6 against BDS, but I continue to look forward to these 2 teams playing every time it happens.
Yeah, and I mean, and BDS also stay perfect in the first regional. They have yet to lose a series. It'll have to happen in the grand finals if they are going to. How's it going, Cole? Good to see you, man. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Gutsmill and Vitality taking on the pitch. We're gonna go to a quick break. We'll be right back on the RLCS.